to another Fact Sheet Friday. And because Giants did it again, we're also going to have a look at yesterday's blog. So just a reminder, the premium expansion releases on the 14th of November, so not too far away now. Includes the new map, the 3 new crops, carrots, parsnips, and red beets. We will have a little look at parsnips today. New productions, new vehicles and equipment. We've got some new fact sheets for some of the new vehicles, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. Don't forget to use code DISTURBED if you want to pick up a copy. Helps me out a little bit, doesn't cost you any more. Works for copies of the game from Giants website and from Steam. You have to buy it from Giants website, but you can then install it and it will work with your Steam version of the game just fine. So let's have a look at parsnips first. So the process seems pretty similar to me to carrots. You have the ridging or the hilling, and we'll have a look at a new implement for that later on. And then you plant the crop in the hills. So kind of the same, really. I'm guessing that the last crop will be similar as well. They're obviously, doubling down on this new feature. So let's have a look at what we know so far. It is another pretty high yielding crop. Again, it's going to yield more than beets potentially. The caveat last time around fertilization and stuff like that. Selling price is pretty similar to carrots. It's a little bit less and the volume is a little bit less. So maybe that reflects the fact that because there's less crop, you're going to be doing a bit less work. So you get paid a little bit less. It's similar growth. Looks like it's planted a little bit earlier and harvested a little bit earlier than carrots, but similar 4-month growth. And what I thought would be interesting was we know the yield per hectare. We know the average selling price. So a little bit of multiplication, and that gives us an average value per hectare for carrots of £110,000 dollars or euros. So £101,000 dollars or euros, and for parsnips of £91,000 dollars or euros. So they're going to be good earners. They're definitely going to be good earning crops, but expect to work for it. That's my caveat. So into the fact sheets. First one is the rotary hiller. So that's a Grimmy GF800. So this is a 6 meter wide hiller rather than the 3 meter one that we've seen previously. Needs 270 horsepower. So getting into needing bigger kit, but you're going to get the job done faster. And I suspect that's going to be the case, that you're going to need some higher. You're moving a lot of earth with this thing. So, and I watched a, I think it was a 6R or a 7, John Deere 6R or 7R, doing 1.5 ridges at a time, kind of 2 ridges at a time. That was a big tractor. It was going really slowly because you're moving a lot of earth. So expect to need a lot of horsepower, I guess. But if you're going to be doing the new crops, you're probably going to be using this beastie. So then we've got another new harvester. So this is the DeWolf GCCI. This is another single row harvester. Only needs 170 horsepower, so not quite so power heavy. £181,000. And this puts the crops into boxes, which is going to be interesting. So it will harvest all 3 of the new crops. And I'm wondering if it's like when you box potatoes and you get paid a little bit more. So that will be interesting. And we just flick on, I've been on the DeWolf website to look at the actual machine, and you can see that the way it unloads them is it tilts and pushes them off the back. So it's not going to be a continuous process, and then you're going to need another tractor to pick them up, or if you're on PC, bit of auto load. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. I think there's a 2-row version of this that's coming in the game as well. That's getting slightly better, but yeah, I think this is going to be a fun bit of kit to use, but could get frustrating. And then lastly, we have the Kverneland Mini Air Nova Fold. So this is a 6 meter planter for, it only lists the new crops. So I'm wondering if that's just because this is a fact sheet for the new DLC, or whether these new planters are going to be just for the new crop and you can only plant the new crop with the new planters. I think that's how they're going to manage the fact that that you can add to the crops to any map, but you're going to need the DLC to use them. So interesting that it only holds 32 liters of seed. So you're probably going to want a box on the front if you've got a big field to cover. But yeah, that looks kind of cool. And I believe that is the last fact sheet for today. So again, I think the new crops look interesting. They're going to be quite profitable, but a lot of work. And I think some of this new kit we're seeing looks really interesting. You know, harvesters that box, I think that's going to be cool. So I'm still really looking forward to this DLC. Yeah, so if you've got any comments or questions or suggestions, stick them below. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. We do not smash like buttons here. If you smash the like button, you have to buy me a coffee because it doesn't work anymore. And think about subscribing if you're new to the channel. And I will see you next time.